Hello, O Speaks. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, share. What's going on, Miss Arabia, Mel Dub? What's up, man? Uncle L. Uncle L came in supporting, man. I appreciate you, sir. Definitely appreciate you, man. Whew. Interesting 2 days. Oh, Dantana, what's up, man? Yesterday I did a live, but everything was just happening when Charlie Kirk had got shot. Today we know a little bit more, and I have an actual presentation, and I wasn't just surfing through Twitter. I want to start this off though by showing this. because FBI has released their photos, and the internet's gonna go man. The internet's gonna go crazy with this. So this is who they say is their guy. And later on, I'll show you why they're sure this is their guy. Because apparently they tracked him all the way from the actual shooting into the neighborhood. So they know this is him. It just doesn't seem like they know who he is. I've seen enhanced photos. I'm not going to post those. There's no reason for me to post those. But if you go on Twitter and just type in FBI Salt Lake City, you can get more photos. I don't see anything else. I don't know why this is the best footage they have, but it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So let's pull this back. And I have my presentation. So before this, I need to say this because Mel Dub actually said something, and Beautiful One said the same thing. And I've been saying this for so long. Black people, this is not our fight. When I say this, I mean this political, whatever this is that's going on. We're jumping into stuff. We're being used, as always. This happened when Black Lives Matter. That was not about Black Lives. That was about Antifa and causing situations in the street so that they could say Trump was doing a bad job. That's all that was. You might think it was about somebody getting unalived. It wasn't. They don't care about us. They use us in every movement, whether it be the alphabet, the T's in the alphabet. They're always going to use us. This is what the Democrats do. And I'm not a Republican, so I want to be very, very clear. I don't like them. After yesterday, I like them even less, because anyone who's not angry at what happened, I think you need prayer. And I'm not being funny. I'm not joking. It's really scary seeing how many people had no issues with their timelines being filled with insane people dancing and celebrating. I literally made a post this morning on all my social media asking, is there anyone following me or anyone on my friends list, depending on the social media, who is okay or happy with what happened to Charlie Kirk? I don't care if it was my father. And it's not him, of course. He's 88 years old. He's not thinking about this. But if he said, yes, I'm happy with this, I would have to unfollow him. And the reason is, if you're okay with somebody losing their life because they disagree with you on anything, I can't be near you. Because all that means is the minute I disagree with you on something, then what? You're okay with me losing my life? Is that where we're at in this world? I don't understand how that's even acceptable. Everyone has the freedom of speech. No issues. How you doing, Miss Beautiful One? How you doing? Phoenix Rising, what's up? Everyone has their opinions. No issues with that. But there is an aftermath that is coming, and it's already happening on X. Everyone who's laughing, everyone who's dancing, singing, praising a man being unalive are being doxxed. Am I okay with that? Not really. But if you're posting online, and I'm telling you, the professions of these people is terrifying. Terrifying. What's up, Nanny? Oh, Nanny, I wasn't or Nani, however you say your name. I wasn't pressing you or anything. I was just saying relax with the name calling, because the topic is too heavy to be having people arguing and going back and forth over names. Same thing with Lonnie. I wasn't saying anything to you guys. I was just trying to get you guys to relax in an atmosphere where people are talking about somebody who just got unalived over this. Like literally what you guys were doing. I was like, oh, not right now. Please, not right now. So please don't do that here. Please don't do that here. It's too serious of a topic, and the whole point of him being unalive is free speech. So that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean there are no repercussions. And teachers, firewomen, I've seen deans of colleges, I've seen high school principals, police. I saw a couple of military people. I saw, what else? There was some really the MSNBC guy. That one I'm actually really happy he's gone. He got fired. These people are all losing their jobs now. Because do you want a second grade teacher who's insane like this? Because there's no other way to categorize what these people are doing by dancing and celebrating. I don't want that person near my son. He's in first grade. I may even, I probably am gonna message his teacher or maybe the school and say, hey, what's going on with this? Because if there are any teachers that I see in my son's school that are dancing at someone's death, I can't trust you with my child. And I have zero remorse with you being gone and getting fired and losing your job. And I hope you have a hard time finding another one because it is insane. It is insane watching this. So that's what my presentation is going to be today. As you see, the FBI, they know who he is. Or wait, they know they can identify the person, but they don't know who he is yet. But they have all video of this guy and his entire route of escape. They know exactly when he showed up, and it's like, ooh boy, man, this is scary. So my presentation is going to start here. Stop that one. And start this one. And so before I even do this, this is why I always try to invite people who disagree. And Charlie Kirk said something, and it's going to be at the end of this presentation, but the moment people stop talking is when violence can occur, because they're not used to hearing opposing perspectives, and they get mad, they get emotional. And I understand people getting upset with people who disagree with them, especially when it's on a topic like race or something like that. I get it. I get it. It doesn't have to resort to violence, because I just don't know. This is it. It's just never. We've never had this before. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. We got finger pointing. But well, you know what? My presentation is going to cover a lot of what I was just about to say. So I'm not even going to say anything. Yes, exactly. What you believe is not up for debate. You believe it. You can talk about it. And this another reason why when I say to share my lives, it's not so I can debate the person. I honestly want to hear what other people think, and I want to pick their brain so I can understand why they think what they think, and I can have a better understanding of people who disagree with me. That's really all I care about. I'm not trying to fight just because I disagree with people. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Where is it? There you are. What's going on, Amber C? Where's my video? Here it is. So this was yesterday, and the guy said left-wing mainstream media, as well as figures like Gavin Newsom claiming Trump plans to be a dictator, has created a climate of hysteria against right-wing figures that could radicalize any number of unstable people to engage in political violence. Pray he's okay. This was before, obviously, he passed. When you accuse somebody of being Hitler, you are justifying something happening to that person, because the person who does something to that person will see themselves as a hero, and they'll see themselves as right, whatever that means to them. They can be right, they can be wrong. It doesn't really matter, because when you start encouraging people to think that someone's a fascist and they're going to take over the city of Chicago, and they're going to take over DC, and they're going to take over Los Angeles because they want to be a dictator and not allow you to do anything, that's not normal. It's not real. You're terrifying people. Not normal. Most normal people aren't going to be terrified by that. But you're going to have people like whoever this person is that gets motivated, like, I can be a hero. I've been nobody all my life. I've been bullied. I've been whatever's going on in their life, or they just may be chemically imbalanced. They're looking at this stuff as if this is their moment to become a hero, to become a historic figure. And I'm not saying, we're to blame for a crazy person doing crazy things, but when you're constantly saying that person's evil, that person's evil, that person's evil, that person's evil, at some point, somebody is going to say, well, why aren't we doing anything about it? So you have the freedom of speech to say that if you want. Just understand, if something happens, it's not the speech that's the problem. It's the, I don't want to call it incitement because you're not really inciting. I just think it's you got to think about what you're doing and what you're saying, because if you don't, you may really regret it the next day if something happens to the person that you were knowingly calling something that you know is just not true. It's just not true. Nobody can say Trump is a fascist and a racist and Hitler and all these things that they call him and justify it. So if you can't justify it, why are you even saying it? Because if he wanted to take over Chicago, he would do it. Military wouldn't follow him, but what I'm saying is we would see some kind of actions that justify you guys saying stuff like that. It's not right. This guy, this is a scary one here. What's going on, John Thompson? Says Charlie Kirk was a man who invited students to debate him with a microphone. You can disagree, but no one should pay with their life for that. On a human level, very sad day in human history. Please pray for his wife, his kids, and may God rest his soul. Now, he's saying that in response to Donald Trump's, what's going on, Nine Ja? He's saying that in response to Donald Trump's post that, hey, you know, Charlie Kirk had passed away and giving his condolences. The problem is if you go down to the community notes, what's going on, KMC? It says shortly after making this post, John Miller made a post that he quickly deleted, saying that if you can't laugh at Charlie Kirk being shot, oh, I can't see the bottom. Oh, doesn't matter because I have that post next. So the guy who's talking about how sad this is of a day in human history is either he's feeling guilty or he's just sick, because this is what he posted right before that. If you can't laugh at Charlie Kirk being allegedly shot at an event in Utah, politics just isn't for you. So he deleted it. Either there was regret because he realized, oh crap, he's dead, he's gone. And I'm sitting here joking about him being white in Utah or whatever it is. Either there's regret or he realized, man, this does not look good. Let me take this down real quick. The problem is the internet keeps this stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. He's a pretty big. Let me find him on. X. Sorry, Lonnie asked who he is. Let me find him. He's a pretty big personality. He's got 130,000 followers. He's a gamer, and let's see. You guys can see who he is. Calls himself fair and balanced. I don't know if that's true. I don't really care. I don't really care. This is him here. Veteran journalist, Catholic, moderate, fair and balanced political commentator, provider of parody. Yeah, okay. Okay. He's the one who deleted that post. So when people see this stuff, they're not going to forget it. And you got a lot of people who are willing to screenshot. Back to this. This lady, let me go back just a tad. She is, can't go far. I need a bigger slider on this, because when I try to slide it over, it's hard to get to. This lady here is a firewoman. And she said, let me move this banner real quick. She said, I think he should be forced to carry that bullet in his body. That bullet has a right to be there because it's a gift from God. Do you want your life in this person's hands? She's supposed to be serving the people. In a fire, would you want this person coming to save you? Would she save you if she knew you had on say Trump shirt? So when I said people are being doxxed, oh man, people are being doxxed. But none of them are unfairly, well, I won't say none of them. Most of them are unfairly, not unfairly. Most of them are, it's their fault. Let me just say it that way. Most of them are saying things and their profession directly contradicts what they're saying. So you get what you get. You post online, you don't think about it, you're sick, you're demented, you're evil. People aren't going to trust you coming through that door when there's a fire. Worse than that, a lot of times people who respond to I may have a heart attack, or I broke my leg, or I just got hit by a car, are fire people. If you have on a Trump shirt, do you trust this woman's going to take care of you when she comes to see you and help you while you're wounded? Because most of the time, they're going to be the ones who come. They're the ones who show up. What's up, Free Jay? So she put that online. Nobody put that online for her. So when she gets doxxed, everybody finds out who she is, and she loses her job, you can't cry. You just can't. Now, there are people who I feel bad for, because once they put some photos out, you got people who have nothing to do with anything. They're saying, this is the person who shot Charlie Kirk. And it's like, that's not the person. I've seen a few of them. I'm definitely not putting that up, but like there's a trans person who they're saying, there's two of them that they're saying who it is. And it's like, you guys got to wait, man. This is dangerous. Something can happen to this person. And if you're really worried, or not even worried, if you're concerned and upset about what happened to Charlie Kirk, why are you going to put out somebody else's information so something can happen to them? And that's a vicious cycle that can happen. And I'm kind of worried that it is, because there was some gatherings last night. I don't know if you heard about it, but my timeline is different. There were some gatherings last night where people were fighting over this, and there's a lot of people who are angry. And it's not necessarily just about Charlie Kirk. The issue is the right is historically weak, and the left is historically determined and willing to go where other people won't go. I'm not saying that this is Democrats and Republicans. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the left believes what they say, and they go harder in the paint for what they believe. They'll get out in the streets. They're the protesters. They're the ones who will get in police face and yell at them over stuff. That's just what they do. The right doesn't do that. And that's why I say they're weak. They will allow you to smack them in the face, and they'll say, well, you know what? I'm going to take the higher road. Okay. You keep taking that higher road. Let's see how far this goes. Because they're going to take it that far. And if you don't ever respond, you don't ever do anything, what's going on, Vibe in My Lane? Stuff happens. G. Will, what's up, man?
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people. So on behalf of everybody else, I got this shit. I don't know if he's gonna make a recovery or not. I don't know what his condition is. It like just happened as I'm filming this. I saw the video of it happening. I do not feel bad for him in the slightest, and I'm very, very much wondering what MAGA is going to react with. I wonder how they're going to make this about how black people shouldn't be allowed guns, or trans people. They're probably going to blame a trans black person. I don't fuck. But we can all celebrate because something really awful happened to a really, really awful guy.
And this is what I mean when you're constantly demonizing other people. It only takes a couple people to believe what you're saying. So you should believe it. And if you believe it, maybe you should try talking to that person before you just cast them out as a demon or evil or racist or whatever it is, because somebody's going to say, I can stop this. I can put a stop to this. And we get stuff like this. A psycho online celebrating, calling somebody evil. She doesn't know who he is. I watched, actually, I'm going to play it on here. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that, because you're going to see people who condemn him and they don't know why. They don't even know the guy. I saw a post earlier. A niece of mine said some stuff, and I'm like, she's condemning him. Now, she didn't call for like these people, but she's totally wrong about who the guy was. All this dude did is spread his Christian beliefs. That's it. That's where it ends. Politics, his politics happen to match what he believes as a Christian. That's it. Literally, all he did was go to college campuses, walk the streets, talk to people, and ask them questions and have a dialogue. I've seen the man change his mind from speaking with somebody. So you know he's listening. He's just having a dialogue. Is this what you believe? And then he gives his points, and then they give their points, and he gives his points. I've never seen him go at anybody crazy, insult them. He's not like Myron Gaines, where he's out there just to troll people. That's not what he did. He literally was trying to talk to people. And when I see people do the race game with him, he started Blexit. And what was Blexit? It was him, Candace Owens, and I think Officer Tatum and one or two other people. It was to get black people to just listen to the other side. That's it. That's all he wanted. He didn't say change your mind. He didn't say I want you to be Republican. He said just listen to the other side and consider a different opinion to black people. Is that racist? I don't think that's racist. As a matter of fact, I think that that's a positive thing. I think Blexit was a positive thing, and I think a lot of people changed their perspective. They don't have to change parties. I've never once heard him say you need to change parties. Never, ever once. All he said was consider the fact that you vote the same way, and you've been doing it for decades. Just consider the fact that somebody else may be right because you're not getting the results you want. That's it. But they're calling him racist. It's interesting. And you're going to see something in common with all the people who are, well, not all of them, but these people are sick.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, breaking fucking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantafast's favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chucklefuck Kirk.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
So if you notice, at the bottom of all these accounts, people are exposing who these people are. I'm not highlighting that. I'm just saying at the bottom of each one of these, and I really hate black people doing this. I really hate seeing black people do this because that's how you know they don't know who the guy was. They're just assuming that he's a racist because they've heard it so many times. But if you just listen to the man talk or go up and talk to him because he invited that, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But what they're doing is they're highlighting their names at the bottom here. They're exposing these people. Unfortunately, that leads to doxing. But if you're working in a place, and we'll just say you're white, and you know there's a black person who is racist, or you don't know that they're racist, and then you see them online saying racist things or doing something crazy, you're kind of going to feel a little bit weird about working next to them. That's what's happening right now. And it's a movement. My entire feed is people getting their jobs. People are calling these people's jobs saying, and all they're doing is sending their video. They're not like calling them and saying lies about them or anything like that. They're literally showing who you are. And that's scary. I mean, you put it out there. If you put it out there, beautiful one. Thank you so much. I don't know when you sent that, but thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. As always. I forgot where I was. Thank you so much. I forgot where I was. I'm gonna play it.
Siri, please play Shoulda Ducked by Lil Durk featuring new artist Charlie Kirk.
Looked like the hate speech finally caught up with old Charlie Kirk.
So what I did on here, because there was music in those videos, I just put them on the sides so you could see what these psychopaths were doing because they were dancing to music. And this dude made a video. I'm not even going to play that. I just played him showing who he is.
Sorry, Charlie.
I just got a push notification that Charlie Kirk was shot at one of his Prove Me Wrong debates at a university in Utah, I believe.
You see at the bottom, they're being exposed. They're showing who these people are. They're showing their account so you can go to their account. And then what are you going to do when you go to their account? You're going to report them. You're going to harass them. Whatever you do, I don't like it. You brought it on yourself. I'm not justifying it. I wouldn't do it personally. But when I see it, I'm like, oh, you got to be careful online. You can't just do anything you want. You're not immune. This is not a video game. This is real life. You're saying insane things.
It was Utah Valley, and when I read, it said that they believe that he was shot in either the side of the head.
That one, the girl. This is probably the saddest one. Right here.
Yeah.
That one and the one who just had the bonnet on. They're playing church music. That one was really sick. Really sick. Because they're playing gospel music. Legit gospel music. And I'm like, wow, like full on celebration.
What is it that they say? It's not gun control. It's not common sense gun laws. What is it? Oh, I remember. Thoughts and prayers.
Charlie Kirk got shot and
So you're mocking faith. These people, I'm going to play it because they're going to say it. This is on campus right after this all happened.
killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a who she. I'm like, yeah, he's an you know. I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his political views are correct. You know.
We're gonna step away from this because you're just trying.
Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know.
Anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say it the other way. But I think the left has disputed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid like this. But they're going to flip it and see, oh, he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved it. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate. And they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what liberalism has done to U.S. society. It's just led to a complete moral decay and decay of morals and just any semblance of humanity. Like, you just degrade people because of your political opinions, but I don't know. I don't have much else to say on that. It's just the same old thing every time.
So, and there's a lot of people who never heard of him. They may have seen his shorts because so many people shared his shorts, and it was always him talking to a liberal, a younger liberal on a college campus, almost always on a college campus. The dude converted millions of young people away from the left, not necessarily to the right, but away from the left and away from the Democrat Party. And he's one of the biggest figures in the country because nobody spoke to the youth. He's the first one. Now you'll see Ben Shapiro, you'll see Candace Owens, you'll see people hitting the college campus circuit, but he's the first one who was doing that. And he had Turning Point USA. It was all about outreach to new voters, college kids. And again, all he did was spread his Christian beliefs, because every time they would say, well, why do you think that, or what's better about this, he would talk about his beliefs. He wasn't throwing, grenades, political grenades at people. He wasn't doing that. It's insane. And these videos will haunt them because the callousness, it's got to come from somewhere. You can't have a great life and then flip and be the way that these kids are being. This is Stevie Knight. He mostly does hip hop reactions.
Idiots, demented, fucking demon ass bitches out here supporting this shit, dog. So y'all die on that sword, bro. Y'all keep barking that shit. Y'all keep talking that shit. Y'all are giving the other side a reason. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. It's like, even if I was up here on some kumbaya shit and telling people to simmer down and, you know, don't run with it, bro. It's just, you know, mental health shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. The cat is out the fucking bag and motherfuckers are waiting for a reason to pop off. And now you gave motherfuckers the ultimate reason to pop off because you took out the ultimate right winger, bro. You took out the top of the fucking food chain. The only thing higher than that is fucking Trump. You missed out on that motherfucker. And this shit's worse because you actually took Kirk out, and Kirk ain't a politician. All he does is speak his truth. All he does is try to make his version of America great again. He's not invading on nobody's rights. He's not forcing people to do shit they don't want to do. All he's doing is having intelligent discourse with fucking retards for the most part and got his life taken for it. So what that means is that there's no talking. There's no talking. Y'all keep that fucking energy, bro. Cause, you know, shit is real now. I'm sure.
So I don't have an issue. I never had an issue with you, Toby. I have no problem with you disagreeing. But to say somebody didn't like black people, you got to base that on something. You can't just say it. You can't just say it. That's Stevie Knight. He mostly does hip hop reactions. Really, 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 really good dude. Really good dude. Just saying he didn't like black people when all he did, he started his career out, his political career out, appealing to black people to think outside the box and not just follow. You be hard pressed to show me that that's not liking black people or not being for black people. Actually, telling people, "Hey, think for yourself." That's you're trying to lead them to freedom. Nobody's going to tell me that he didn't like black people. Like, where do you think Candace Owens came from? Where do you think Officer Tatum came from? This guy. And you may not like them. I understand if you don't like them, but they're not black. You think he used them because he doesn't like black people? You got to show me that. Show me what he did or said that leads you to tell me that he didn't like black people.
You heard the news by now. Charlie Kirk got shot. This is what it's come to. This is what happens when you can't win a fucking argument, when you get challenged, when somebody actually makes you fucking think. You fucking weak ass fucks resort to violence because your fucking feelings can't handle the truth. You got nothing but fucking emotions, nothing but triggered outrage, so you reach for a fucking gun. Don't even get me started on some of these so-called content creators. Y'all spread hate like it's a new fucking trend, calling for this type of shit on day in and day out, normalizing it, cheering it on, laughing when it happens. Dudes like Charlie is out here challenging people, forcing fucking conversations that make you fucking uncomfortable. And instead of debating like adults, you melt down like toddlers and lash out like little bitches. That's the level of tolerance that you preach, the love and compassion that you claim. Y'all pretend like y'all victims. Y'all are the fucking aggressors. Out here turning politics into fucking war zones because you can't stand being wrong. Fuck hypocrisy, fuck cowardice, and fuck every single one of you who think violence is a fucking acceptable replacement for a fucking argument. And while I'm raging fucking mad, I'ma also say my prayer for Charlie, his family, and everyone affected by this shit. I hope God protects him, heals him, and gives him the strength to keep fucking fighting, because we know damn well we need him to.
Charlie. So this comment, and I've been seeing this one a lot, he did say that, but that's not a testament to the pilot. That's a testament to DEI. What he was saying was, I don't want my life in the hands of a DEI hire. That's what he said. That's what that meant. People saw it and said, oh, he doesn't want black people to be pilots. That's not what he meant. He was making an overall point during a discussion of DEI and said, I don't want to look at a black pilot and wonder if he's qualified or if he was put there because of his skin color. That's not an attack on black people. It's not. That's literally, it's no different than saying I don't want my doctor being a DEI hire. No matter what race they are, I don't want to even think about that. And what makes me think about that would be if they fall in those categories, which would be black, LGBT, trans, all those categories that fall under DEI. So he said that because we're the number one category when it comes to DEI, and we ignore, or we don't ignore. I think most people didn't see the conversation and take it as, oh well, this has to do with black people. It has nothing to do with black people. It has to do with DEI forcing us to look at color. And then, if you wonder, there's, trying to remember the exact instance. I don't want to misquote anyone, but there were students who admitted to being subpar in the school that they went to, and they failed miserably because they went to the school and they felt that they just gone to a regular college and not been put into whatever the advanced college is. I really wish I could remember. They think they would have been just fine. But putting them in a situation where they did not belong because they didn't qualify, they were only put in there because of their skin color, they failed miserably. And on top of that, wasted tons of money going to that school. I really wish I remember the exact school. Yeah, it did. It did benefit white people the most, or white women the most. It did. Like I said earlier, they use us for everything. They use us for their causes, and then they discard us. That's what they do. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, or whatever the I stands for, is all about trying to give favorable treatment to people based on categories. And black people was the biggest category. They used us, and we didn't even benefit the most from it. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. The LG, not the LG, the T movement, the pluses in the T movement uses us to advocate for them. Why? We get sympathy immediately. It's not a good thing. We get looked down on. We get insulted. They think we're stupid and we're not capable of doing what they do. So they say, let me lead you, little black person. You can't do it on your own. And they'll say that part. They'll say that part right out in the open. You can never be successful. Look at you. Where are you from again? From Southside Chicago? Oh, yeah. You can never make it. Let me lead you. And you have white people come in and tell you that you're not capable of being better than you are. That's what they do. This is literally what they do. If you just listen to what they're saying, you're going to hear what I just said. You heard the girl earlier, the crazy one, talking about black people. What do you know about being black? You don't know anything about being black. I played a video a while back of a girl like that, insane, sitting there saying that she read a book that said black people were something about the T movement. And therefore, she just believes that, and she's promoting it online. And it's like, black people don't think like that. Where are you getting this stuff from? Like, I don't even know where she was getting the stuff from. But these people think that they're your saviors. They do. They think that you're weak, you're not capable, and that you need them to lead them. And they'll tell you. They will tell you this if you just listen.
Kirk was just.
But what makes you think he didn't like it? Okay. All right, man. I just need proof. I can't just take somebody saying, even with Trump, he doesn't like black people. I can't take that. I need to hear it. I need to see it. And if you can't do that, that's on you.
Shot in the fucking neck at Utah University, somewhere in fucking Utah at one of his events. And I am directly
attributing this to all these fucking media personalities and these politicians like Tim Waltz getting on the fucking TV and saying, well, I sure do hope he dies today. I sure hope he dies. Y'all are the fucking reason this shit is happening, you evil motherfuckers. Everything that they say Trump is, they are.
How you say when your kid asks you, they killed Charlie Kirk? My daughter asked me, Dad, you like Charlie Kirk? How you just be like, yeah, because they didn't agree with what he fucking said. How we live in this fucking world where a man can believe one thing, be a Christian, God-fearing, and then he gets shot because you don't agree with him? These fucking people are the most mentally unstable people on earth. And we just supposed to act like it's not that. No, they lack the ability. Listen, man, if you have a family, pray. I know I cuss. Pray for his family. He was doing the right thing. He wasn't out here in the streets stabbing people. They'll support that before they support a man, a Christian conservative. This shit make me sick to the stomach. I know Democrats is used to violence and they promote violence and they want violence to continue, but a man lost his life because you didn't agree with the fuck he said?
This can't go on anymore, folks. Conservatives.
So these people are angry. It ain't just white people. And I think the left really needs to take heed to this. I'm just saying. Because people on the left, they're the ones who are scared of guns. They're not the owners. There may be some who have it, but they're not the owners. They're not.
President Trump, they take a shot at, try to kill him. Last night, President Trump has this situation, security breach, obviously, at this school, or at this restaurant, rather. Now, Charlie Kirk dealing with this situation at the school. What's going on? What is going on in America? Where people are being shot in the streets. Where young girls are being stabbed just riding the train. No, can't go on anymore. It can't go on, and it has to stop. This is beyond politics. This is beyond anything that's going on. And we're doing everything we can to get direct information about this. Again, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media. I'm not seeing anything confirmed. Charlie Kirk is a father. He's a creator. He's a builder. He's a leader. And he's one of my best friends. And you don't mess with my friends. You don't mess with my people. It's not how that works. It's not how that works at all. And so if you want a response, stay tuned. Stay tuned. You will get one.
They usually... The people on the right have notoriously ignored all this stuff. And they'll mourn the losses and move on. I don't know how long these people think this is going to be acceptable. I really don't. Because if you look at all these crazy whack job liberals and leftists, they're the nerds in school. They're the outcasts. They're the ones who got bullied. They're the little people. They're the weird ones with all the stuff in their face and colorful hair and all that stuff. They're not the athletes. They're not the physical specimens. They're the ones who are jealous of everyone else. They're the ones who go and shoot up schools. And they're being allowed to act out right now. Look at Antifa. Look at Antifa. Yeah, basement losers. Yeah. Look at Antifa. What happened when the Proud Boys showed up? There's a reason they locked up all the Proud Boys. They weren't allowing these nerds, these little weirdos, to run the streets and do whatever they want. Those little weirdos are now gaining power. People are randomly dropping pallets of bricks out for them. Like, where do those bricks come from? They're being shipped into cities to destroy cities, and they're destroying our neighborhoods. Yet we're out front promoting this nonsense. It's all white, little, liberal, weak people. As soon as somebody stands up and smacks one of them, what do? They start screaming and they want to sue. And now they want to call the police. I'm telling you right now, the minute dad turns around and says it's enough, you're going to catch the backhand. And I don't think people realize how combustible this situation is.
Send messages to the politicians, whether it's Trump, JFK, Reagan, whatever, or John Lennon, take a shot at the biggest star in the world. And I'm not saying they took a shot at Charlie because I'm lowering his status. They took a shot at Charlie to tell you it's dangerous to speak your mind.
Yes, I agree.
And that's the message. And you can either take that message and then go crawl into a corner and shut up, or you could do what Charlie would want to do and speak louder and speak even more clear to more people as much as you possibly can, and never be afraid to say what's in your heart and get everybody else saying what you believe, because that's what this country is founded on. Freedom.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family. They need it from all of us. And Jesse's right. If they can do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
It's like we're not the radical type. But if you thought that you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up.
Greg Gutfeld doesn't talk like that. He doesn't. People are mad about what's happening. It's not just this. It's about that message that you can't say what you want. I need to see a statement that affected the black community. I just need to see. I want to hear the statement that could affect an entire black community. I do. I just do. I need to. I can't just be told something. I need to hear it. I need to see it. How do you impact an entire community? By saying you need to keep your fathers in the home? By saying work it out, whatever your issue is with that man, work it out and stay together? That's not a negative impact on the black community in any way. That's a fact, and people don't like facts. I was watching the No Fugazi podcast yesterday, and they were debating, and this dude was saying that because Charlie Kirk talked about the statistics of black people being the most violent in society, and he cited per capita, the guy was denying the stats and saying, well, we don't know what crimes white people commit that aren't accounted for. And it's like, okay, now you could literally do that with anything. A lot of people don't want to hear our issues, and then they'll say we shouldn't talk about that in public. And I talked about this before. And then you say, okay, well, we won't talk about it in public. But then you can't talk about it in private either, because then they get mad and they start calling you coons and whatever else. They just don't want to talk about it. Instead of saying we shouldn't air out our dirty laundry or whatever, just say you don't want to talk about it. You would prefer to ignore it. It would be much more honest. And it's like, refer to MLK as an awful person. Oh, man. No. That's not true, dude. Kobe, that's not true. That's not true. It's just not true. But hey, if you want to talk about it and show me, I'm open to it, but that's just not true. Anyway.
what's at the top of the list of your concerns in terms of who did it and why?
So let's process that. Let's look at all the options of who this could be. One, somebody who was just upset after the last 48 hours of what happened, all the divisiveness of the shooting, of the murder of Irina, the Ukrainian young lady. And so somebody may have said, you know what, screw you, Charlie, you've been going too tough, and came and took him out. Okay, that's one.
That's one. But you can't. So look at what John Thompson said. Is it possible that that's what he was saying? Is it possible that that's what he was saying about MLK? He was a womanizer. Everybody knows that now. Nobody knew it back then. But did he say he was a horrible person and civil rights shouldn't have? He's never said that. You can't agree to disagree on something that's just not true. He never said that. He never said that. But listen to these scenarios of who possibly did this.
Number two, it could be somebody that has been plotting to take out Charlie for a couple of years, and he's been planning for this because he's the opposing side. Okay, great. Number three, it could be a controlled opposition of somebody that's been funding it for this to happen, and they were trying to fund their patsy. Great. Number four, it could be in the next few days, Chris, if in the next few days, an opposing Charlie Kirk figure, I won't give names because I don't even want to put those names out there. If in the next week, an opposing person from the left gets assassinated, you have to know this is happening from an outside source, a different country that wants to see America have a civil war. We are having so many victories right now. So many things are happening that too many people are afraid. Too many people are respecting America again. Too many people are afraid of America again, like in a respectful way.
I don't mean to make this political at all, but I feel like the Christian values and Christians are under attack because the same people that said that they feel threatened by traditional values, by Christian values, are now the same people that seem like they're attacking those that they disagree with politically and religiously. And once again, I just use this for example for the last two horrific cases, but you don't see Christians going out there shooting up churches and schools and trying to assassinate political enemies. There was no assassination attempt on President Obama or President Biden. There was no assassination attempt on any of our Democrat colleagues.
This is a didn't happen. Beautiful one. Thank you again. Dan Tan, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. I really, 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 really genuinely do. Thank you so much.
Dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals,
Crazy.
then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
There was a T person who had, I guess, went to the school, and I don't want to put it up because I'm not doing that. But they were saying that something bad is going to happen tomorrow. He's coming to the school and threatening his life. I don't know if that's the person. It's possible. It's possible it is. Possible it isn't. I don't know. I'm not going to put somebody up, and I don't even know if that's the person who did anything. But there's definitely a lot of people saying it was this one guy, then they're saying it's this other guy, then they have a guy in the crowd. This here was an interesting arrest. I don't know. There were several people outside recording this arrest, and this was not far from the college campus.
I think they just found the guy right outside.
And once they start going through his stuff, I sped it up and then I slowed it back down in time for you to see.
They carry on. Rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him. Do you see his gun?
All right, so whoever this guy was, he had this rifle. The most interesting part of this rifle is when the cop goes around.
That's his rifle.
Right there. It's got a full suppressor. There doesn't only have to be one person who was shooting. There doesn't. That rifle has a suppressor for sure. So I found that interesting, but that doesn't match the pictures of the other one. So they may already have one person in custody and just haven't said anything yet. But that rifle there has a suppressor on it for sure. For sure. The guy talking, I don't know who he is. He said that the gun was in the dash, which makes no sense if he was really somebody who just shot somebody. So take it for what it is. I don't know. I don't know. But it absolutely could be several people.
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? And every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word.
I don't know what's wrong with politicians to the point where if it was somebody in the left, they would demand everybody say RIP and say something nice about the person who was shot. The problem is it's very, very, very rarely somebody on the left. Actually, it doesn't happen. But when it's on the right, they want to talk about gun control and they want to blame Trump. No matter what, blame Trump. Even when he wasn't in office, blame Trump. This is the governor of Illinois who hates Trump because Trump's about to go in there and save black people. We can't have that, can we?
My sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence.
I think people are already saying things they. I think people are already saying things they shouldn't be saying. Joe Walsh is a good example of that.
What did you know?
I mean, today, a 31-year-old father of 2 and a husband is dead. There's really nothing more to say than this is unacceptable and it's wrong. There's no both sidesing it. A man is dead. And so that's number one. I've heard J.B. Pritzker blame Donald Trump today. I don't understand. Our friend is dead, and we've got people out here who just can't stop grinding political axes.
Charlie Kirk, who is a powerful and very far right-wing activist and executive director.
Even phrasing stuff like this to me is weird. Like really, really weird. Very far right activist. Just say political activists. You could say conservative activists if you want, but when you do the very far thing, and I really don't like this guy. I really, really, really don't. So if you look at his comments, this is where it gets ugly.
Director, of
This-
Turning
these are
Points
people who-
USA, shot at a university event.
This is just what they do. So they're turning right into politics. Is Trump sending National Guard to Utah? Hey, is anyone going to Popeyes? I need shrimp tackle box. Like, I don't care about this. Why are you talking about this? It's really sick. It really is.
Event in Utah. There is video that was.
And I'm going to play this back. I just want you guys to see these comments. This is the environment MAGA has created. Who is surprised? There will be more shootings too anyway. To the gym I go. Going on a coffee run. Anyone want anything? And that one got 588 hearts because they're essentially saying, I don't care about this topic. I'll be back when we're talking about something real. Matter of fact, let me turn it down so he doesn't distract. And then I'll go back, like I said, and play him. Please show me the video. Prayers for anyone who gets shot. Come on, USA, we're better than this. Some of these answers on here are very disappointing. That's good. Many of you should be ashamed. And that one got 1 like. Anyone else loving the weather today? These people are sick. This is not normal. It's not normal. Somebody else asked what's for dinner. This one's doing a quote. Because Charlie Kirk was a Second Amendment person, somehow they're saying this has anything to do with the Second Amendment. Assassination has anything to do with the Second Amendment. My bad, wrong. Charlie laughing. Anybody want anything from Costco? F around and find out. This is insane. Somebody's laughing and clapping. There's one that says, I hope he's okay. Of course, no likes on that. My thoughts and prayers, and that's what I'm supposed to say, so disingenuous. And what are his thoughts on gun reform? See, this is not normal behavior. Hate becomes hate. More guns in the USA. This person's giving a board meme. I think I'm gonna make meatloaf for dinner again. They're trying to change the subject. That person's just saying condolences. They're saying, I don't think he can survive that. That was bad. Ravens will be better next week. Talk about football. Sounds like he got what he deserved. Eating popcorn. This is sick. Given the comments, I'm kind of glad I don't know who he is. Saying he must have really been bad. I guess that means he deserved it. I don't even know what that means. More dinner talk. Want lasagna for dinner. Like, this is funny. I'm having shrimp sausage, dirty rice for dinner. What are you all having? They're disregarding him talking about a man who just got shot, a father and a husband who just got shot. Tots and Harris released the Epstein files, eradicated. When cooking a whole chicken, again, a whole nother. They're all bored with the topic. That's what they're trying to say. Thoughts and prayers, just like our kids get. I don't know. I guess that's an abortion thing because he was against abortion. Time for background checks. I don't know what that means. Everyone who owns a firearm gets background checks. Sports talk, again, trying to change the subject. Hopefully he goes back to the fiery pits of hell where it belongs. What's for dinner tonight? This is his audience. Somebody put a Band-Aid. That's sick. And all this while he's giving bad news about somebody who had been just shot, like within minutes. This is not normal behavior. These people are sick.
I don't understand. Our friend is dead, and we've got people out here who just can't stop grinding political axes.
Charlie Kirk, who is a powerful and very far right-wing activist and executive director, of Turning Points USA, shot at a university event in Utah. There is a video that was posted, circulating on social media, that Charlie Kirk can be seen getting struck while speaking and sitting beneath a tent at the Utah Valley University. He was there as part of the American Comeback Tour. So the press team confirmed to a news organization that Kirk had been shot, but that his condition was unknown. So Charlie Kirk, the far right-wing activist, shot at a university event in Utah. This is still breaking. We'll get more details as they become available.
So even after saying he got shot and all that, so his recap is the far right-wing activist has been shot. Now listen to what he does here. This dude is sick. This dude is sick.
Do you know Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, I do.
And what do you think of what happened to him?
You know, sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. I hate to celebrate someone's death, but when you talk about guns' rights and you talk about how much the Second Amendment matters to you and then it impacts you, like, what do you expect, you know? Sympathies to his family, but this is why we need gun control.
One of my friends said on social media he died in a world that he wanted.
Yeah, he said it himself, right? There's a whole quote that's been floating around about, like, sacrifices were made for the Second Amendment to still exist, or something along those lines, right?
What he was talking about was the military, and people fought for our rights. First one being the First Amendment, and then the one that protects the First Amendment, which is the Second Amendment. They turned it into, well, he got shot. This is what he wanted. And that's a friend of Don Lemon saying that.
Ad-lib, but yeah, this is what happens. You reap what you sow, and you know, it's sad that
Reap
someone
what you
died,
sow.
but also, hey, you know.
And there was like 3 other ones of him trying to get people to talk about gun control because that's what Don Lemon cares about. That dude's sick. And absolutely, he is not speaking for black people. He's speaking for the alphabet community. That's not. Yeah. AOC. Good old AOC.
To have your fellow lawmakers regarding the political and the rhetoric that has been put out in the media.
You know.
So the question was about the political rhetoric, and asking because obviously what happened.
Beyond rhetoric, we need to talk about action, and we need to talk about, yes, there are words, but most importantly, we are in a job of leadership. We are in a job of action. We are in a role and a position where the American people are looking to us to do something about this. And every single day, people are dying due to gun violence in America. And every single day, there are people in this building that continue to vote against doing anything.
Her thought process was gun control. So she went straight to being, she went straight to unconstitutional rhetoric when the conversation, or not even conversation, when the question was about rhetoric, she immediately goes straight into rhetoric. And this is 100% true. He said if Charlie Kirk was in that community and activist, none of these people would be acting like this or acting this way. They'd be calling it a hate crime. Yep. And they'd be martyring the guy. So this lady, her name is Katie Tur. She's well, listen to how she frames things and what she says, and you get her perspective, because this is what MSNBC is. This is what they do.
Really upset, and they start lashing out online, and they start blaming others for what led up to this. I mean, we see it when Democrats are targeted. We see it when Republicans are targeted, and we're seeing it with this. Anna Paulina Luna, who's a representative from Florida, has.
Before she even says that, what Democrats have ever been targeted? It doesn't happen. The closest thing to targeting that happened was Nancy Pelosi's husband getting drunk and having some weird guy follow him home and break into his home. That guy wasn't a right winger. Nobody, like, it had nothing to do with anything. That's it. Democrats don't get targeted. It's not a thing. But every time somebody in the right gets harmed or shot or targeted, they try to add themselves in it so they can say, hey, both sides are doing it. We all need to stop. It's not what happens. It doesn't happen.
Put this out on X. She's blaming the Democrats. She's blaming the rhetoric the Democrats use calling Republicans fascist. She's saying you are the hate. If you're in the FBI field office and you see this sort of stuff bubbling up online, how worried do you get about somebody taking up the cause of Charlie Kirk and lashing out on somebody who's seen as a Democrat or somebody who is a Democrat? After one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
All she's thinking about is the pushback or what could happen. She's completely ignoring that a man was shot in the neck. He had two little kids. I mean, they look both younger, maybe than 4 and younger. That's all she can think about. Well, what about us? What's going to happen to us? What's Trump going to do? This is obsessive behavior. But this guy, Matthew Dowd, whatever his name is. Dowd. I think it's Dowd. Listen to this guy. I played this yesterday. You got my genuine reaction. I could not believe what I was hearing.
Talk to me about the environment in which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this. But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the...
That is so insane what he said. That is so insane. First, let's go back. First, he says it could be a supporter who's celebrating by aiming at people and shooting because we're just oafs who know nothing and we're complete morons. What's up, Andre? That's his first thought. Well, we don't know. We don't know if this is political. It could be a Charlie Kirk supporter just randomly shooting toward people. That's what we do, right?
Shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this. But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of.
So he was a divisive figure. I don't know. He was a divisive figure because people hated his opinions, right? They weren't like radical opinions. They just hated his opinions. But to call it hate speech is you're now getting into the realm of blaming him. Well, hey, you're a hateful person.
Aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
And I'm pretty sure he's already been fired. I said yesterday, there's no way he keeps his job after this. There's no way this dude is outright disrespecting a person who was just murdered on live TV. No way. And I'm pretty sure Matthew Dowd got fired.
And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take.
So the environment we're in is you're going to get shot if you say things that people don't like. And he's saying it like matter-of-factly. He's blaming the guy.
Place. And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
So they called immediately for the FCC to take away MSNBC's broadcasting license. Their coverage of it was so outrageous. What I just showed you was 3 different instances. And then they were calling for him to be terminated. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive he got fired, as he should be.
So
like,
far,
that's insane.
I've seen videos of just the left being pro-unaliving political opponents, whether that be Trump, J.D. Vance, people celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk today. It's just disgusting behavior. The fact that I have been a part of the left for 7 years, I never thought we'd get to the point where I would have to look at my own party and be like, oh, hold on, I can't support you anymore because everything that you are doing right now is against your political viewpoints and your values and beliefs. To sit here and promote gun violence against your opponents is wrong. And it arguably makes you worse than the other side because you're basically saying these people deserve to be unalived because our political beliefs are more important and should stand and should have more value than a human life. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't sit right with me at all. No. I might.
And I saved these last few for last because a lot of good came out of this. Because I have a lot of these on my timeline also. So as many hateful ones as there were, it's not it's not equal, but I would say about half of that number are Democrats saying, "Whoa, this is not. I did not sign up for this." They're seeing the demons. And it's a good thing to watch somebody have an epiphany or a revelation like, oh man, this is not good. Like, those are the genuine ones. So you have the ideologues, and then you have genuine people who believe what they're saying. I believe it is evil to stop a woman from getting abortion. Cool. We can disagree, but you believe it. But when you start calling for somebody else to die, it's like, well, wait a minute. What is this what I'm following? And I really like seeing this many people wake up.
Here to talk about the shooter's political affiliation. What I am here to talk about is the absolute disgusting, foul, vile things that the left is posting and saying online right now when we don't even know the status of the man. Like, we don't even know if Charlie Kirk is alive, if he's clinging to life. We don't know the status of him. And the left has the audacity to get on these phones, on these screens, and cheer or do a trending, fun little song to the fact that this happened I'm talking, it hasn't even been I can't even say hours yet. And the left is so evil and demonic. I don't care who you vote for, but if you support the things and the narratives that these Democrats are bestowing upon y'all's party, because this isn't what the Democratic Party used to be. I don't care. This isn't what it used to be. And this is what it's become. And if you stand by that, there's no room for you at my table.
As a registered Democrat, all I have to say is,
And I think more people need to look. They need to look online and see what their values and beliefs, see it in action. Because this is not normal. This is not normal behavior, what we're seeing.
the Charlie Kirk shooting just proves that we are the worst, man. My party is the fucking worst. I got people celebrating, hoping that he dies. Are we fucking for real right now? Where's the empathy? Where's the respect, man? It's disgusting. It's disgusting, truly. And the fact of the matter is this: he was a father, and whether or not I agree with his political opinions, all he truly wanted to do at the core was see this country be the best. And I can fucking respect that. And to see people just be blatantly disgusting, man, we're the worst, man. We're horrible.
So many pro-Palestine people saying that I shouldn't pray for him because you disagreed with them. What's wrong with you? You think God wants you to celebrate his death? You think God doesn't want you to pray for his soul? Do you want me to jump up and down in joy because I disagreed with him and then he was shot in front of a crowd? I've seen it in the Love Speech community, in a community called Love Speech. And I was hiding some of the posts myself. People saying you're smoking on his pack, celebrating his death. This is a father. You understand that even if you are happy about it, the country is going to go in a more chaotic route because of his death. This is a stain on the legacy of this country. This is bad news for everybody. The world is not going to be better off because Charlie Kirk was assassinated. To see people, we're not the same. It's an evil mentality and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Anybody saying that I completely disavow, and I don't want you to be a part of anything I do.
And then this person, let me make that bigger. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry. Wrong one. This person said his entire life, he said, my entire life I voted Democrat, donated the max to Obama, got a photo, and had him talk about my toe shoes on the stump. I don't know what that means, but pulled my kid out of preschool in 2016 after Trump won because the teacher was MAGA. Voted for Kamala last year. Today I registered Republican. This is not about politics. It's about seeing what an ideology really is. So it's not about, Democrat, Republican, even though he took away his support. It's more about seeing what the ideology does to people and what that hate does to people. Because it's ugly.
11:52 a.m. This subject
this is this
arrived
morning.
On campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we are confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what.
So Toby, if you're still in here, I just want you to listen to this, because this is what he did. This is who he was. And everything online involving him will back up what he's about to say here.
We would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do this.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
How do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
Charlie Kirk, thank you so much.
You
for
guys
coming
do a great job.
And then this is just Piers Morgan's. Why do I keep hitting the wrong one? This is Piers Morgan saying, breaking news, conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, 31, has died after being shot at an event in Utah, an appalling assault on free speech and democracy. Charlie will always welcome debate with anyone. This is disgusting and heartbreaking. R.I.P. Charlie. When I see people say he's a racist or whatever, you can believe what you want. I'm good with that. I just need you to show me. And just making a claim is like, okay. It doesn't impact me. I'm not going to argue or fight over it. I'm just saying stuff does nothing for me. This is Adam Carolla, and he made this about an hour and a half ago.
Charlie Kirk obviously was assassinated. You guys have all heard the news. It's very sad because of his age and the age of his children and his young wife and all that. It's something that's sadly probably going to continue as long as the left keeps calling Trump Hitler, because if he is Hitler, then you must try to get rid of Hitler and or his lieutenants, because if Charlie Kirk is seen as in part responsible for getting Donald Trump elected, then it only makes sense that you need to take out the person who was helping Hitler to gain power. And that's where we're living right now, sadly. So, folks on the left, you can say all you want about peace, love, and understanding, but as long as you keep calling Trump Hitlerian, then people around Trump and possibly Trump, there's going to be attempts made on their lives, because that's what a patriot would do if you lived in a country where Hitler was running for his third term or making policy. So you can say all you want about, thoughts and prayers, or you can talk about gun violence. You can talk about anything you want, but as long as you keep calling Trump Hitler, there is a math, and the math works out in a way that gets people assassinated. So Charlie was a good dude, very effective, got a lot more done in his very short time on this planet than most of us. And his memory will live on, and his work will live on. And I assume he'll even grow stronger over the years. And I think a lot of people are going to pick up his mantle and continue his work. And he deserves a really good legacy. And for those of you who disagree with Charlie Kirk. That's fine, but I think the disconnect is he loved this country, he loved his God, and he loved his family. So whatever you want to say about disagreeing with him, it's hard to disagree with his motivation, which was a patriotism and a religion and a love of family.
And that's my sentiment also. You don't have to, I didn't agree with him on everything. To me, he was a Republican at heart. And I'm not a Republican. So a lot of the stuff that he pushed as far as policy, when people would get him to talk policy, I didn't agree with all of it. I didn't agree with hardly anything when it comes to wars. Ukraine, definitely not Ukraine, or early on Ukraine. I didn't agree with most of the Israel stuff. That doesn't mean he should die. To me, he's like very much. To me, he's like Sean Hannity. He will always defend Republicans, and I can't do that. I just can't do that. So we disagreed on a lot of stuff. Overall, I agreed with his positions that are to the right, and I mean that's it. You're not going to agree with everyone 100% of the time. You don't have to. There's no reason to, actually. But when I hear, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anybody want to come up and talk? That's all I got for today, and I got about 20 minutes. If anybody wants to hit the link and share your thoughts, I just don't. I don't know, man. I'm worried about the real angry people because they're not like these angry leftists. They're not. So if anyone wants to talk about it, the link is pinned. Otherwise, that is all I got for today. I did see a lot of other stuff. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you so much. Man, you don't know. I really, really, really genuinely appreciate you. It's sad to watch. For me, it's more sad watching the people celebrate it because everyone knows there's a horrible climate, but I usually look at them as just goofy buffoons. I don't look at them as like hateful and evil. And learning that people are evil is like, oh, I didn't realize there was this many. Watching people laughing and all that, there's a detachment of social media and almost a gaming like detachment where, well, yeah, you can revive or you can respawn, and that's just not how it is. And these people act like that. Like those younger people on the college campus, I worry about them. But I also know that most people during those years are left. To me, when I was on the left, which I was, right when I first started college, I had my beliefs, but I never thought about somebody should die for their beliefs. Like that's where it's like really, really different. We're in a weird time, man, and I'm worried about the right wing equivalents to this left wing, whatever this is, because it's going to be way, way, way more dangerous. That's not something I want to see. You guys see me all the time. If you're in here, I invite people up here to talk. I want people to disagree, like I said, so I can pick their brains. They may teach me something. I may teach them something. Beautiful one. The amount of teachers that are being outed right now on X for celebrating that is terrifying. Terrifying. Like I said, assistant principals, deans of colleges and high schools. I'm like, oh, principals of high schools. I'm like these people didn't even think about it. They're getting doxxed. It's from their profile. I just can't imagine losing my job over a tweet or IG post or Facebook or TikTok. I can't believe these people are so evil that they want to share that evil with other people. Like, okay, you sure you want to do this? Man, thank you, KMC. I appreciate that. These teachers and professors, and there were some elementary ones in there, man. I'm like, can't believe it. Andre said, "Nah, you ain't getting me up." He's like, "Yeah, nah, you ain't getting me up here." Whether he agrees or not doesn't matter. He's gonna zip it. He ain't saying that. I appreciate you, Andre. That's just, I don't know, man. It's scary looking at the educators and the military people. There's not that many. I've seen a lot more military um, giving condolences than the ones who are like celebrating. The ones who are celebrating are gone, dude. Gone. Like all of it. There's going to be so many people out of work after this, all because you wanted to display your inner demons, man. Or maybe they really think everyone agrees with them. I don't know what it is. You trying to intimidate people who disagree? What would possess somebody to celebrate somebody getting shot? That's wild. We didn't even see it this much when Trump got shot, and there was a lot of it, but they were more careful. They were being way more careful with how they talked, and it wasn't instant like this. I didn't see, and I'm telling you, my timelines are insane. I saw people doing it, but nothing like this. And I think the people, what they're really mad about is how many of the youth that Charlie Kirk reached, and it could be because when Trump got shot last year, that was before people realized how big of an impact Charlie Kirk was having, because the turnout that dude influenced could not be overstated. Between the work he was doing with young people and the social media stuff that Barron and the podcast that Barron Trump had him going to, it's hard to measure the impact other than having all these kids come forward and looking at the views of those podcasts. Like, whoa, it's a lot of people watching this stuff. But I really do enjoy seeing people like Sneeko, who's really, really pro-Palestinian, which is nothing wrong with that. He just disagrees with people on a foreign war, but he's calling out his own people and said, I don't want your support. I like that. I really do. I really do. All right. Beautiful one. As always, always, always. Thank you. Andre Dub, thank you for stopping in. KMC, thank you as always. Who else was in here? G Will, as always, sir. Thank you so much. I saw Amber C. Uncle L, thank you. Uncle L was supporting me before the live even started. I was like, what is this? I was like, this can't be right. I appreciate you, man. As always, Uncle L. Miss Arabia was in here. Thank you so much. Mel Dub, as always. Phoenix Rising, my first mod. Her and Just Jay, I think, was the same day, but they've been here since my first live. It's so cool. It's just it's cool. It's cool. It's very inspiring. Makes me want to keep going. Just running my mouth. But Toby, I appreciate you, man. Never have a beef over opinions. Never. I just want you to show me. You still got to show me. You still got to show me. Lou, thank you, sir, as always, man. Thanks for stopping in. Riders for Life, thank you, young lady. Miss Rachel, who else was in here? There was a lot of people in here. This was a good live. Free J, as always, thank you. John Thompson was in here. I saw him getting heated at some of that stuff. Thank you, ma'am. I will keep going. I will definitely keep going. Let's see. Could have sworn. Oh, maybe that was everybody. It was flashing. Oh, Mike Levin was in here for sure. Saw Mike Levin earlier. Catcher Matta Jagger. Some people I try to catch you guys when you come in if I don't see you. That's why I do this at the end. So if I did miss you, I don't want you thinking I ignored you or didn't see it. Let's see. Miss Chicago, as always, I didn't see you come and see. This is why I do this. Thank you for stopping in, Miss Chicago. She's so nice. She always comes in, gives blessings to everyone. So nice, so nice. And she's from my city, so always, 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 always have a spot in my heart. I think I said Amber C already. And with that, I believe. Oh, Lonnie was in here. Thank you, Lonnie. She was engaging in there. learning about him, whether she likes him or doesn't like him, doesn't matter. Just look people up when something like this happens. You'll learn a lot. Nanny came in here. Nanny came in here. She was in KB's chat earlier. Sheriff was in here. Thank you, Sheriff Clara. I believe we're almost at the top. Dantana was in here, but before we even started also, and supported. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate everybody for coming in here. You guys are all awesome. Share this with somebody who disagrees. Vibe in My Lane was in here. Miss Baker was in here, because we need more conversation, not less. We just saw what happened. Carlos Franklin, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. We need more conversation, not less. Less conversation, like Charlie Kirk said, leads to violence. It just does. Fenici was in here. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. That is everybody. I appreciate you all so much. KTC is in here also. Thank you all so much.